Hello friends, so I'm kind of excited. I'm working on Challenge Accepted today, and I'm going to use a kit I had put together through How to Kill a Kit with Style. And if you saw my kit reveal, I have a bunch of these mini kits. So I'm going to use this one. I'm going to use for our Challenge Accepted, we are going to scrap lift this right here from Scrap Squad. Now I'm going to be using a photo which is still printing over there. It's taking forever. A set of photos of my youngest dog, and I took him out to the PetSmart because he was good getting his mani-pedi. Anywho. So I'm not using a cut file though. I have some ideas with thread and mixed media stuff for that. So stay tuned. Oh, it's finally printing over there. Okay, so, and I'll go ahead and put the scrap lift photo about right here. And now I'm going to be using this rather outdoorsy kit, and I really hope it goes well. Adventure Awaits works really well for this. Explore. So there's time for fun work, so I think I can have fun with it. I do have some die cuts in here. I don't know if anything will be applicable. These are like a leftover set of 3 different types of die cuts. There's like a Father's Day, an adventure, and some other things like that. So like Best Dad might not work, but Best Dog might work. So it just depends on how I can figure it out. We will see. And I mean, I've got even in this kit some of these liquid pearls, which I think I'm really going to concentrate on using, whoopsie, these as my idea for some of the mixed media bits. So I'm going to go ahead. Oh, let me grab that photo so I can show you before I do the fast forward bits. Okay. All right. So Mason right here, here's a close up of the goof and him. This is him looking for his treats. He ended up picking out pumpkin spice bones out of everything in the whole store, which is kind of funny. Total snooty dog there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I'll put what I need to put here for the scrap lift so you can see that. And I'm going to go ahead and start working on this. I need to do some thread stuff and all kinds of stuff like that. So wish me luck. I'm going to fast forward the next bits. All right, my friends, so all I've done is gone ahead and mounted my background paper onto this solid kind of sand color cardstock, and I've loosely drawn a very bad circle on the background with a bit of just regular mechanical pencil, and I'm going to go ahead and sew circles and loop-to-loops around it. Now it looks like it needs a little something extra for texture, so I have to figure out what other kind of circly bits I want to put on this. I'm gonna go ahead and look, these stickers caught my eye briefly, and there's like 2 different clusters that you really see on this scrap lift. So I started looking, going, all right, what will actually work for a doggy page out of camping products? So I just started taking a look-see. Now I'm gonna take these perfect pearls. They're just like kind of like Nuvo drops, but they're metallic, and you do get a really nice amount of texture with them. I have that bronzy color as well as this really great saturated kind of an olive green. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm not being precious with it, I'm just going for it and getting some of that color on. Now before you ask how long I waited for it to dry before moving on to my next steps, is I don't wait at all. I usually just go for it because I lack patience. And I do have a heat gun. I could have gone ahead and tried to dry it with a heat gun, but a lot of times it seems to cause it to it kind of like poofs up and gets bubbly and burny if you do that. Burny is not a word, I am aware of that. But it does make it get a little wonky. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go for it. And pretty much by the time I'm done with this layout, it ends up being pretty dry, at least dry to the touch. I'm sure it's not dry, but it has time to do that overnight. So this is a, I believe, Pink Paisley Outfitters 6x6 paper pad that I got as a bit of a hand-me-down from a retreat at the take it table, the, you know, where you exchange your goodies just because you're done using something. And this pad has come in handy for a few different layouts that I have done. I have outdoorsy pictures, camping pictures, hiking in the mountain pictures, and now I have a dog going to PetSmart pictures. So it definitely is a little bit more versatile than what you might think. So I'm going to go ahead and make a few different layers with this and kind of really build up a nice mat for these photos. All right, that's all matted up. Now I want to see if I can go ahead and integrate the pattern paper pieces that were a part of this little kit that I put together. I'm going to go ahead and fishtail this stripy piece right here and add a nice little shelf kind of thing to this layout. And I'm also going to find a way to use that cute little black bear pattern paper as well. I'm not really going to be using more of that sand color cardstock, but I will put it into back into my kit to see if I can use it on something going forward. What else to tell you about that part? I think most of us like to start our layouts with really getting the base of the layout done, and then it's just so much fun and so easy to go ahead and just do the decorative bits of a layout afterwards. I'm going to go ahead and fishtail this little piece as well. Now my fishtailing, I usually just bend a little bit, cut down the middle, and then cut it into a bit of a V formation. And yes, I'm fully aware that my dog is not a black bear. He's just a squishy, lovey dog. He is, yeah, not protective, not really much of anything. He just loves life and loves everybody. Anywho, so I'm going ahead and adding a nice little space to be able to put my photo cluster in, and it's gonna give me a nice little shelf and a little L formation kind of thing in this circular background. And the rest is, I mean, obviously the Scraplift that I'm working from is just this gorgeous floral piece of prettiness, and I have a messy kind of a rugged layout, but it does work because scrap lifts are absolutely perfect for just being inspired and going from there. What else to tell you? I am just going to go ahead and get these sticker pieces on, and I'm going to go ahead and start going through and auditioning all these little die cut pieces to see what might work on this layout. Right, so I did go through and actually do a little bit of a clean out. There was a bunch of to and from die cuts and stuff like that, so that wasn't going to work for anything I would be scrapbooking, so I moved those on and just grabbed out the pieces that I could use in this. So this was kind of a big adventure day for the pup. I had his nails done at this groomer place, and then we went to PetSmart, and he was legit exhausted for the day. I mean, he went and visited everybody at the pet store and got loves from everybody that was on the way into the dog groomers and all that kind of stuff, and he was actually winded. It was so cute. Big day out for the boy. Okay, so that's why I have a little bit of the map stuff and time for fun and adventure stuff on this layout, because it does work for the way he got himself good and exhausted. He did explore all of the PetSmart. We went and saw the little parakeets, and we saw guinea pigs and went up and down all the aisles, but in the end he did end up going back to what he found when he first walked in, and he scored pumpkin spice bones, one for him and one for Rocco. So just kind of funny. I did like these cute little animal pieces that were on the sticker sheet. There was like a bunny rabbit, and then the butterfly. Yes, I know it's not an animal, but it's twirling, and it's a nature-y piece. So I went ahead and used anything that kind of worked. I can use like the absolute campy stuff for when I have pictures out with a tent and all that kind of stuff. But I was able to get a little traction with a lot of the pieces, enough to make a full layout. Oh, also before I forget, go ahead and click Kathy's link below. I mean, her interpretation of things, it always comes out different than mine, and the girl is super talented, and I love it that because for the most part, she is like an absolute more is more scrapbooker. So I always like to see all of the bits and pieces she uses in things. So it's kind of fun to see how we interpret the same challenges that we accept and, you know, for challenge accepted. And yeah, see what we do, because she can do some beautiful stuff while mine might be messy or crazy or whatever. So my title is very simple. I'm using these wood pieces. I think they're a Jen Hadfield collection. Tuesday Morning had them recently, and I think I bought 3 sets of them because they were that fabulous for wood grain. So it's just going to be Good Boy, which is a great title for a dog on the go kind of layout. Now this strip you see me using here, that is definitely because I liked the way that strong strip looked on the Scraplift layout part. So that's why I went ahead and put it in there. It made sense for me. So I just went ahead and put some sequins on, and that's about it. Kind of simple, kind of busy, and kind of fun all at once to take my pup out for a day, for his spa day and treat.